Hello, everyone. My name is Jacob Fortum. I'm the host of this podcast, Doers Within Emerging Markets. And I just want to share my experience with using Anchor so far. So when the pandemic started, I thought about starting a podcast, and the whole idea was to bring in some really amazing folks that are doing some great work in their respective industries within the emerging markets. And the Anchor platform really helped me get the word out there, and also just make it a lot easier for me to invite the guest and just share the amazing experiences they've had and the amazing work they're doing in their respective industries within the emerging markets. So it's pretty fun. You don't even worry about the technical part of making a podcast. You actually just focus more on the content, and Anchor has done it really well for me. So I will highly encourage anybody who is trying to start a podcast to try to use. Just check out Anchor, and I think you won't regret it. I'm not a technical person, but if you listen to these episodes that I've been publishing so far, it seems like I know what the technical part of it, but Anchor helps you take care of the technical part, and you just focus on the content. So feel free to check it out. I highly encourage. You won't regret it, and it's right there. You don't pay anything. So in times like this, I think starting a podcast and getting the word out there, irrespective of what you're doing, will be a really great experience. So thank you guys for listening to my episodes. Please check out Anchor, and you will have a great time. So cheers, guys, and see you guys next episode. Thanks. Well, hi everyone. Welcome to another episode of Doers Within Emerging Markets. I'm honored and pleased to be here with Marco Antonio Sánchez Garcíais. Founded multiple companies. Currently, the Foreign Affairs VP of CONCAMIN Mexico. I hope I pronounced that right. And he has founded Porto, companies such as Porto and Real Emporium Club. So two other companies, and we're gonna go really deep into that, and he's gonna really share his experience as a business man, his journey on entrepreneurship, and most importantly, the ecosystem in Mexico and how we can actually learn from someone like him with such an incredible level of experience. So it's a great pleasure to have you, Marco, and I'm looking forward to for us to get into this. So please, as just an intro, can you just tell us about yourself and give us a background of who you are?
First, thank you for the invite. I am really glad and excited for being here to share what I can help, if I can help someone through sharing this story and what I have done, I will be more than happy. So it's really a pleasure for me to be here to talk with you and to share all what I have done so far. And yes, as you said, my name is Marco Antonio Sánchez. Currently, I am VP of Foreign Affairs of CONCAMIN. CONCAMIN here in Mexico is a conglomerate of Mexican industry chambers. For example, the Chamber of Sand here in Mexico, the Chamber of Construction, all chambers here in Mexico, all industrial chambers here in Mexico are part of CONCAMIN. So CONCAMIN is one of the biggest conglomerates of business here in Mexico. It has, if I recall right, this year CONCAMIN is having its 104th birthday. So it has been a little while since CONCAMIN was founded, and through CONCAMIN, what CONCAMIN does is conglomerate all these chambers, and through that help with one to another.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a conglomerate that helps helps growing between these chambers, and that allows to do these chambers fight as one in economy and go beyond what only one chamber could do alone. So this is what CONCAMIN does. Our current president is Francisco Cervantes. He has been president over 3 years, and he has done a wonderful job. He has allowed CONCAMIN to grow, to have more allies here in Mexico and abroad. So his job is to allow all members of CONCAMIN to achieve their goals, to achieve growth. So he's doing a fantastic job. And also Francisco Cervantes Jr., that he is president of the Young Industrials. CONCAMIN has a chapter of young people in business that also is growing, that also is trying to do more for entrepreneurs here in Mexico. So both Francisco Cervantes and Francisco Cervantes Jr. both are doing an excellent job in CONCAMIN. That was one part. And another, I have been an entrepreneur. I am currently trying to create also how to become a successful entrepreneur here in Mexico. So that is what I have done so far. I love creating stories. I love sharing stories. I have been an entrepreneur, and I have a challenge. I have faced all challenges that comes with being an entrepreneur, from failing to success to that point in the middle when you don't know if you want to keep trying, if you want to create a new strategy. And through this journey, I have learned, and I have failed, and I have experienced what entrepreneurship is. That is something fantastic, it's something great, through which you can learn a lot, through which you can get in love and really passionate about what you're doing. So entrepreneurship for me has been a wonderful journey so far, and I will tell you about this a little bit later. But I sold companies last year and this year. I am creating 2 new companies, and through this journey, I hope to keep learning. I hope to keep growing, to achieve new goals, and help Mexico's entrepreneurial ecosystem that is still growing, is still learning a lot from entrepreneurial ecosystem like the US or Israel, that are both big examples of how to do things right. So that is me related to entrepreneurial activities. Also, I love to create stories. I love to hear stories. One thing that I love most is to create stories, to share it, and trying to use all channels, principally digital channels, to share these stories, to get people to get emotion, excited, passionate about some product, some service. And through this is what I worked. So that's what I love the most, sharing and creating stories. Also, I have a lot of hobbies like watching movies, traveling. I love traveling. I hope to be soon in Boston again, in New York again. Both cities, I love them, and I hope to visit them once more.
Amazing, amazing. And thanks so much for just sharing that, because I think for the most part, people, have this calling, that, entrepreneurship is something that they really aspire to be, but you've actually done it. You've sold companies and you're still working on, and you're still going. You're a serial entrepreneur, if I can say that. So thanks so much for sharing, and looking forward to meeting you sometime as things open up. So we're going to talk more about the companies you sold and the ones that you are working on right now. But before that, if you can just share a little bit about growing up, where did you grow up and how was it like? And if you could also, this is a multi-layered question, but yeah, growing up experience, and who are the people that really inspired you to what you have become right now?
Yes, of course. I have grown up here in Mexico. I haven't had the opportunity to live abroad. I hope I really have this opportunity not distant future. But for now, I have grown up in Mexico, in two cities: Mexico City, that is the capital of Mexico, and also in Puerto Vallarta. Puerto Vallarta is a wonderful touristic destination here in Mexico. I highly recommend it to anyone who listen this podcast, this story, this interview. And I grew up in these two cities. In one hand, Mexico City, that it's a big cosmopolitan city, and in the other hand, Puerto Vallarta, that is a small and touristic destination. Through the years, Puerto Vallarta have grown, but at that time was a little place with a beautiful beach and beautiful downtown, but it was a small city. So I grown up in these two places. I love both. I love more Mexico City because of the lifestyle, what you can do, all the things that you have in reach. But I have grown up in these two beautiful cities that have allowed me to know a lot of people that have allowed me to know how both cities, even though are part of Mexico, are so different. And like those two cities, Mexico is divided in a lot of differences, cultural differences, that allows us to be a culture-rich country. So it has been wonderful. I really hope to live one day in the US, to live also in Europe for a few years, and learn a lot, and then bring that knowledge here to Mexico to keep our country growing, and to share all this with people here in Mexico.
Amazing. I always wanted to visit Mexico City. I think it's gonna be such a great experience. So hopefully, at least I know someone who knows that area. So I'll love to.
You are welcome to visit Mexico City. I can host you if you want. There are a lot of Mexico City is beautiful because in one side has places like the Reforma that are like any other big city in New York. Reforma is our biggest avenue. It's a place with a lot of buildings, skyscrapers, and it seems to be one of the biggest cities and more modern cities in the world. And also you have places like downtown that has all these Hispanic heritage. We also have places like Castillo de Chapultepec Castle, that is an iconic place here in Mexico. So I highly recommend to all people that are listening this that come and visit Mexico City.
That's incredible. I'm really excited. Just the way you explain it, it sounds like a place where I can't wait. Once I'm able to, get to that area. So thanks for sharing that. Just like, do you have like role models when you were younger that kind of gave you the life experience or just the exposure into business that kind of built your entrepreneurial mindset as well as your entrepreneurial fortitude to get to where you are? Were there any people out there, or was it something that you just found out by yourself?
Kind of role models. One, like a personal role model, that would be my parents. They are both fighters in life. They are doctors in profession, but they have fought against all that life could bring, since from economical issues to diseases, and they have fought and they have won these battles, and they have been a really big example for me, for my brother, and they are the biggest role models I could have and I could wish, and they have helped a lot to me, to allow me to build my companies. They trusted in me. They also helped me in everything they could do. So they are my personal role models. Also, in more business vision point of view, both my grandparents, my father's side and from my mother's side, both grandparents all began from zero to hero, as Hercules Disney song would say. They began with nothing. They create amazing things here in Mexico. They not in business. They didn't create a company, but they have personal and economical growth. Both were born in really poor situations, and through a lot of effort, academical growth and personal growth, they try and they succeed in becoming, in breaking that seal of glass. Here in Mexico, the mobility, the social mobility has very low percentage of allowing poor people to go to another socioeconomical sector of Mexico's population. But they, through a lot of effort and through conditions that allow them to break this seal, they got success in this. And also, I have my second category is distant role models, like Steve Jobs and principally Walt Disney. I love his story. I love what he created. I love what the Disney. I believe the greatest stories starts with a dream, especially in business.
Sounds great. There were some internet issues at the very end about great story starts with a dream, but I get the picture.
We can discuss it.
Sounds good. I love that, and thanks for bringing up parents. Shows like you were raised by some really great role models. So now just getting into your business adventures and how you have built this and sold these amazing companies. Can you talk a little bit about Porto?
Yes.
And what does it, how you started it, and kind of niche market and how you have been working on that.
Yes, Porto is one of the news. I just want to be sure that is Porto or SAGA, with.
My bad. Yeah, I wanted to talk about SAGA, the company,
Okay.
the company, one of the companies you sold. So yeah, we're going to talk about the two companies that you sold, and SAGA and the other one is Midas, right?
Yes, SAGA on one side, it was a clothing brand. It all began when my brother and I were talking about Mexican clothing brands and how some people wear, for example, brands like Hugo Boss or Armani or Lacoste here in Mexico, and feel proud of having these brands, of being able to purchase them and to use all these brands. And we were trying to think in a Mexican brand that was like that, a brand that someone in Mexico was really proud of having and wearing and shopping that company. And we couldn't find a company that could bring that to the customer here in Mexico. There are a lot of companies that are creating awesome things in the clothing and textile industry, but there's no big company here in Mexico that is like Hugo Boss or like Abercrombie or like all these companies that someone is proud of buying or is proud of wearing and And here in Mexico, it's funny because there are some kind of people that loves to overshare in sometimes what brand they are using or what brand they are capable to afford. So we were trying to create a company that was that, but that was a Mexican company. A Mexican company, you will feel that it was that it must be a clothing brand, a Mexican clothing brand that will make you proud of your country and of wearing that as a representation of Mexico. So that's why we created SAGA. After that talk, two wonderful business partners joined us. One was the designer, and the other was another business partner. And us, the four partners, began with all the activities that was necessary to create SAGA. We began trying to find the correct textile to use, and it was difficult because we had not much experience in the clothing brand sector, any of us except the designer, and we were trying to find the correct combination of cotton, of any other material that would feel comfortable, that would feel special, and will bring that added value that the company needed. So we began all this process. It was really hard at the beginning. We didn't know where to find the correct person to give us the materials. We fought a lot in finding the correct quality of these materials, and after that, and when we find at least the correct materials, the correct composition, we began to create all the other things that are necessary to accompany. And it was a wonderful journey. It was awesome. We had a lot of fun, especially with photo shoots. Photo shoots was one of my favorite parts of my activities in SAGA. Besides being a founding partner, I was the CMO, so I was in charge of all the marketing, sales, and public relation activities. And through this, we created strategies from SEO, search engine, SEM, also social media, influencer marketing, email marketing, and through this we began to create some excitement before our kickoff, and then we had an event, a really big event that was named Imponiendo México. It's like imposing Mexico. It's a little bit aggressive, but we wanted at that moment to be a little bit aggressive. So that's why we call this event like that. It was a fashion runway mixed with some cultural and artistic components. It was amazing. We had business people, we had politicians, we had influencers and celebrities from Mexico in that event, ambassadors from different countries in that event. It was growth, and through that event, a lot of people get to know what SAGA was, what we wanted to achieve, what the clothes feel. For example, one of the things that almost all clients were really, really happy about buying our clothes was that they felt a lot of comfort in using our brand. They were really happy to have Mexican clothes brand that was so comfortable in texture, in how they fit, all the sizes, and also in the materials, how it felt when you touched the shirts. and all clothes. So we were really happy, and through that, sales become easier. People was asking a lot of our products, and all what we have done so far. So people were asking, and where do you bring, when will you have the new season, which products are coming? So we were really happy because people were excited about Saga, as we are. So as we went, well, I'm still happy and proud about what we do, but it was amazing. It was amazing. And through this journey, we have a lot of problems, yes, but we find always the way to overcome all these problems, and principally have fun. We had fun, and we also always feel passionate about Saga. And one of our partners wanted to try something new in the company. At that moment, my professional journey took me to another place also. So I wanted to focus on that path I was having, and my partner wanted to explore new things with Saga. And through that, we decided that the best thing to do was to for me, for my brother to sell our shares of the company to our partner, in whom we trust, and we help till nowadays, and we have a wonderful relation with him. And he made an offer of buying the company, and we accepted.
That is incredible, and thank you so much for kind of giving a rundown of how you started the company, how you did, market research and actually did a campaign prior to actually launching the company. And it looks like you had a very good team around you, and also a great vision on how to, not a vision that was very unique for Mexico with the branding. So thanks so much for bringing that into perspective, because I think it's important for our audience listeners to know how to build a company, a successful company to launch, to exit, which you sold. I'm just curious, how did you reach out to celebrities to get them on your campaign, or high-profile individuals?
We, in this event, it was crazy how this event went. One day we think we must have an event to our kickoff that help us to reach more places, to reach more people, and to let as many Mexicans as we could know about Saga and what we are doing. So at first we think maybe we can do a little band with some between 30, 50 guests from different sectors. And as we were sharing with more people our vision and what we wanted to do and what Saga meant, we started talking with a lot of companies, principally Mexican companies, and they were, please let me be in that event, please let me sponsor, let me be in Emporium Mexico. And through that, the little event with 30 to 50 guests start to grow. And were from something small to something really, really big. we were happy, we were crazy about that moment. We had a lot of activities, a lot of things to do. We needed at that moment to have a bigger team. So we start hiring people to help us in this part, because a lot of companies, a lot of people trusted in us and wanted to be one with this vision. And through all this noise and through all this, we start getting to the right people, and some of them asked us to if they could go to this event, and of course we were more than happy to have them. This reached the president office at that time. This event was in I forget the year. I believe it was 2018. Yes, it was, I think, December 2018. No, it was like October or September. Yes, it was September 2018. And this event reached to the president office at that time, and he couldn't go to the event because of his agenda, but he sent a person in his name. So it was amazing what all this become, and that helped us a lot to have all these guests, from ambassadors to business people to influencers to celebrities.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Thanks so much for sharing that. Great story, great company, from what I'm hearing, and just great strategy. So thanks for sharing that as well. To go to your second company that you sold, Bull Midas. It's a consulting firm with services for entrepreneurs. Can you please share us what this company, how this company, same thing, how you started it, and how it led to you selling this company? I'm really interested to know how you work, function as an entrepreneur to start two amazing companies that finally got sold. So
yes. Bull Midas started because, as I shared with you all, in 2015, or maybe I am getting wrong. I don't recall. Well, it doesn't matter. In 2015, I tried to create a company. It was named Cauli Consultores. It was a consulting firm for politicians. At that time, I worked at the Mexican Senate, and I was younger, and I thought that I had the world in my hands and I could do anything. And my company is going to be a success only because I was part of it. So I was naive, and I failed because of that. I thought that creating a company was only about having knowledge and having some contacts, and it is not. It is not. So I failed with this company, and I faced what challenges all entrepreneurs face here in Mexico, principally. And I was really worried about how difficult creating a company and creating a successful company was. So at that moment, I started thinking that it would be amazing if there was a company that could help all entrepreneurs in their paths. In Mexico, we have a lot of companies, marketing companies, legal advisory companies, web development companies, apps developing companies, and all kind of companies. But all these services are different in pricing, different in quality, different in all kind of aspects. So I thought, what could happen if we can make the principal services that an entrepreneur needs in one company. What would happen if we merge all these services, all these principal services that you need as an entrepreneur in one company with one pricing, with one quality, and that is really concerned about having more entrepreneurs, more success in Mexico. So that's why I created Bull Midas. And through Bull Midas, what we wanted to do is having more easy their path. As you may know, and being an entrepreneur is really hard. You have to assemble a team that has a vision, a similar vision, not an exact vision, but yes, a similar vision of what you want to do, what the company wants to do. You have to create this team. You have to face economical issues. In Mexico, you can find, you can have a logo from 500 pesos, that is like $25 US dollars, from very very expensive logos of 20,000 pesos, 50,000 pesos, that are more or less $2,000 and $1,500. So you have all these prices, and you have people with great quality and people with really low quality in their services. So we wanted to eliminate all these problems from entrepreneurs and help them to create successful companies and to help them to grow. We have our principal target was entrepreneurs, but also we had some clients from small and medium businesses, familiar businesses, and one or two big companies. But our focus were entrepreneurs, because we really wanted to help them in having it more easy. I mean, being an entrepreneur it's a dream, but also is really challenging. It's really hard, because you must be really passionate about what you are doing and believe in you and believe in your company. And if you have a lot of challenges that sometimes it not depend on you, and also you have the normal challenges, well, it will be more difficult. So Bull Midas was this company that tried and successfully helped a lot of entrepreneurs here in Mexico. And one day, one of these clients talked to us and asked if we could accept him as an investor. He was looking to have a big bite in the company, and we didn't feel happy with selling all those shares to one person. So he made a counter offer, and he offered us to buy all the company, and through his resources make Bull Midas even a bigger company. Maybe I really hope that is what is going to happen with Bull Midas, because it was a project in which we could help entrepreneurs.
Yeah, that's really great. I like the fact that the mindset behind the company made a lot of sense, and I see why it was a successful business. Yeah, thanks for sharing that. And I think the audience too appreciate your thought process and how you've been thinking about growing your businesses, especially how you thought of entrepreneurs, aspiring entrepreneurs to come and build that. So thanks so much for that. Um, so much to learn. Just segue into your current businesses. Can you just share a little bit about amidst Porto, what you're doing with Porto now, as well as Real Emporium Club, which is real estate business?
Yes, Porto is another clothing brand. I felt that I need to explore more about that sector. I want to create more in Mexican clothing brands. And this company, yes, has this Mexican component of making our customers happy to buy a Mexican product, but here in this time, it's not our main focus. In Porto, what we want to share with our customers is well, Porto is going to be a clothing brand focused on products to use at the beach, at these kind of destinations. For example, shorts, swimsuits, shirts for the beach. So we want to create a company that is unique and that has a high quality, especially created for scenarios in which you are going to vacations. Maybe you have one wonderful shirt that you use on a daily basis, but when you take it to a really hot or sweaty destination, as beach can be, you are not as comfortable with that shirt as you are in a cold city. So we want to create products especially for beach use, and that is going to be Porto. And Real Emporium Club is going to be a real estate company in Mexico. We have a lot of companies in this sector, but some of them are really traditional, are really classic. In general, Mexico is, and I am sad to say this, in general, United States and how companies are creating in the United States, Mexico is growing a lot, but in general, I want to repeat, a fair and trade deal for all parts in real estate, from the person who wants to buy a company to the person who wants to sell, wants to sell or to buy a real estate. So we want to create this company with all the modern and technological advances a real estate company can have. So and also bring more fairs and more just trades for all parts. So that is what Real Emporium Club is going to be. We want to have properties in all the Republic, in all Mexican Republic, but we're going to begin with Mexico City and with Cancun. That is one of our most beautiful destinations here in Mexico. And I, again, highly recommend you to you and to all your audience to go to Cancun, and also Monterrey, Cancun, and here Mexico City. So that are going to be our first spots to begin with properties, and we want to help all people here in Mexico to have more fair deals in selling or buying properties.
Awesome. I think there was technical breakup, but we got most of what you talked about, Bull and Midas, in terms of areas where you want to start. And you were talking something about the challenge in Mexico, and I think for some reason our internet didn't help us to catch that. There was a challenge you mentioned about, unfortunately, what happens in Mexico and comparing that to the United States. Can you reiterate that?
Yes, of course. Here in Mexico, we are between 5 to 6 years, I think, behind the US development regarding companies' technology and how companies implement technology in their activities. Here in Mexico, we have companies that still are working on sheets and on Excel only, to register all their clients and to keep a record of what they are doing and what they are bringing to their companies. In Mexico, unfortunately, we have not high averages of people reading, of financial education in Mexico. So through this, Mexico is behind some ecosystems like the US. So we really need to advance, to keep learning, to share information with others. And through this, I believe Mexico has a really high potential to have more successful companies, to have more modern and technological companies. I mean, here in Mexico, we have a lot of benefits, as all countries in the world. We have beautiful places, as many other countries in the world. So we need to use all these benefits and to use all modern and technological benefits that our generation has to achieve success, to achieve their goals, to achieve growth. So I believe that we really need that to learn more, to learn about US cases, about what they are doing over there, what other ecosystems are doing, and to create bridges between these countries to keep growing.
That's incredible. So Marco, I think this can be part one of our interview, because there's a lot more questions I need to ask you in terms of just the overall landscape of entrepreneurship in Mexico, and also future opportunities that looking post-COVID, what are some of the opportunities that we have for entrepreneurs, as well as foreign direct investment that might be coming to Mexico, and lastly, some advice you can give to your entrepreneurs. So I'm going to put that in our second interview.
Perfect.
But I think for all our audiences, Marco is just filled with knowledge, experience, and I'm humbled, and I'm really grateful that you reached out, and I'm really, really looking forward to learning more from you. Hopefully meeting you soon and seeing you, and I'll talk to you very soon for the part 2 of this episode. So thank you so much for being here for now, and I'll definitely see you very soon.
No, thank you to you. Thanks for allowing me to share this and to let from what you are doing. I want to congratulate you for this effort, for having a podcast, for having your companies, and for all the amazing things you are doing. And thank you for the audience for listening to me. I hope my English is not too rusty.
Great. It's so great. It's so clear. Yeah.
And thank you all. I'm really excited for part 2 of this interview, and also to have that coffee or beer with you anytime soon.
For sure. That happened. Thank you so much.
Perfect.
And I'll talk to you very soon. And thanks.
Thank you.
Talk to you. Bye.
Bye.